All right, guys, in this video, I've had a lot of people asking what I do or how to feed finches. I had a few finches that I've been feeding these last couple weeks, so I figured I would put together a video real quick, what I do with the formula, how often I feed them, and just some simple basic step-by-steps on feeding chicks. Okay, guys, so I've got my exact formula. I've got that at my local pet store. It's done well for me in the past, and I've got a little medicine cup and a small syringe. When the chicks are small, usually the ratio that I use for the formula is about a 2-to-1, 1% formula, 2% water. So it's a little bit more liquidy. And as the birds grow and mature, like these ones are feathered, it's more of a 50-50% ratio. So the formula lasts a little bit longer for the chicks. So we put that together with nice warm water, mix it together. So it's ready to go and easy for me to feed to the chicks. You can see it's a good consistent liquid ratio so that I can slurp it up really easy with the syringe. And of course we have to say hi to Miss Candy, who's just hanging outside, wondering what I'm doing, super curious to what's in my hand and wanting me to give her some head scratches, but we're in a hurry. We've got to feed the babies. So we're on our way out to the aviary, into the bird shed where the chicks are inside. Actually, the chicks were young, parents were young, and they kind of stopped feeding right as the chicks fledged. So I had to take on the additional duties for the last 1 to 2 weeks as the chicks were weaning to kind of help supplement feed them, as the parents weren't feeding them enough and they were starting to struggle. So you'll see as I go in there that these chicks are already feathered. It did take me a couple days for them to get used to me and accept the syringe from me because they were older, but we got to a point and they got hungry enough to where they are accepting the food from me, and now they wait for me. They see me as someone that is helping them, someone that is providing them food. I had the one chick on the perch there, and then I've got a couple more chicks down there at the feeding dish patiently waiting. We get the syringe there, and you can see that. Some good feeding techniques, might I add, although we were a little bit messy and kind of got some spilled out of the edge of their beaks, but they've done a great job and are readily accepting the food from the syringe now, and we'll call that a win. And like I said, we'll feed them for about 1 to 2 weeks as they start to play with food and start weaning themselves off. One thing of note when you are hand feeding any type of chick, when they're young, they are featherless and they need heat and warmth. Thankfully, the parents took care of these chicks enough in the nest, kept them warm and fed them enough up to the point of fledging and leaving the nest. And then they just kind of tapered off a little bit, and that's where I had to step in. So these guys, with them being feathered and fledged, I fed them about every 4 hours. You can see I got Mikey there. He's enjoying it and watching me feed the babies too. He wants some attention. But I feed them about every 4 to 5 hours. And as they get closer to weaning and I see them playing with the food, eating it, trying new things, trying to eat the egg food, as they watch the other birds, they're learning from them. I've kept them in the aviary, as you can see. I was able to extend the periods of feeding for them, and I got to the point where I was feeding every 5 to 6 hours, and then every 8 hours, and then once in the morning and once in the evening time. And then at that point they were not even coming to me begging for food, but they still looked nice and healthy, so I could tell that they were fully weaning and transitioning when they did not come to me and ask for food as I came in to feed them. I had about 3 days in a row where I tried to feed them and they did not ask for food, and I knew that they were good. One thing that is important is making sure that you're cleaning your feeding instruments after every single feeding with soap and water, hot water, just to make sure that it's nice and clean, ready to go for the next round. It is easy for your babies to get sick when we're not giving them clean foods every time. So just a little side note to keep your chicks nice and healthy. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this quick video on feeding tips for your birds. Again, make sure that they're warm, make sure that their food's clean. Depending on the age of the chicks, how often you're feeding them, it can range from 2 hours all the way up to 8 hours when they're getting ready to wean, introducing them to new foods as they wean, and you should be good to go. Let me know if you guys have any questions.